Are we ready? Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. And a very warm welcome to the Foreign Office Press Corps. I hope all of you and your families are well. It's good to go back to pre-COVID-19 format. So a very warm welcome to the Foreign Office after quite a gap. Today is the 346th day of the continued brutalization of innocent people in the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In recent days, the Indian occupation forces, during their continued so-called cordon and search operations, have martyred 8 Kashmiris, including Idris Ahmed Bhat, Ejaz Ahmed, Muhammad Usman, Saifullah Mir, Zahid Ahmed and Waleed Ahmed in Kupwara, Baramulla and Islamabad districts of the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan reiterates its call for enhanced international monitoring and continued UN reporting on the human rights crisis in the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir to save the lives, dignity and freedoms of the Kashmiri people under illegal Indian occupation for over 7 decades. The UN human rights machinery in recent months has highlighted India's non-compliance with its international human rights obligations, and through several official communications, nearly a dozen UN special rapporteurs have raised serious concerns over India's consistent pattern of arbitrary arrests, detentions, torture, corporal punishment, extrajudicial killings, and physical and digital lockdown in the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. On the occasion of the 89th Yom-e-Shohada-e Kashmir, the government and the people of Pakistan joined the Kashmiri people on both sides of the line of control and across the globe to pay homage to the 22 innocent unarmed Kashmiris who stood up for truth and justice against the tyranny of the Dogra force in 1931. Across the world, conferences, webinars, and peace walks were organized to draw the attention of the world conscience towards the long struggle for fundamental rights of the people of Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and to highlight the oppression and brute force with which Indian security forces are trying to quash this freedom movement. Separately, during the past week, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi held telephone conversations with Chinese Foreign Minister and State Councillor, as well as the Secretary General of the Economic Cooperation Organization. In these interactions, the Foreign Minister shared our deep concern over the situation in the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and underlined the importance of urgent steps by the international community to help address the grave situation. Other matters of mutual interest were also discussed, including the COVID-19 pandemic, regional security in South Asia, suspension of PIA flights into EU, and Prime Minister's call for global debt relief initiative for the developing countries. On July 7th, the third round of China, Afghanistan, Pakistan trilateral Vice Foreign Ministers Strategic Dialogue was held via video link. The Chinese Vice Foreign Minister, Afghan Deputy Foreign Minister, and the Foreign Secretary Suhail Mahmood co-chaired the dialogue. All 3 sides held in-depth discussions and reached consensus on cooperation against the COVID-19 pandemic, the Afghan peace and reconciliation process, and trilateral cooperation, and reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening communication and coordination and enhancing mutual trust and cooperation under the trilateral cooperation mechanism. The Foreign Secretary also held a video conference with the Spanish State Secretary for Foreign Affairs on 7th July. They exchanged views on a broad range of subjects, including the response to the pandemic, bilateral relations with Spain, and close cooperation in multilateral fora, as well as the prevailing regional situation. The two sides also reviewed the situation in Afghanistan and the progress in the Afghan peace process. Separately, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our missions abroad continue to facilitate and assist our fellow compatriots across the world. Until the 14th of July, 22,001,279 Pakistani citizens have been repatriated from different parts of the world. And we thank all the governments and their authorities for facilitating the smooth repatriation of our citizens. Thank you. We will take some questions now.